Right, hello, welcome back to YouTube. It's been a miserable start to the day. Right, it's currently 9:30. I left my house at about 8:30. Right, it's Wednesday today for those who don't know. England are playing their round of 32, kicks off at 5 p.m. I've got all my American check-ins to do, which come in around 1 p.m. my time. So I thought, right, we'll get up at 5 as per usual. Cardio smashed it, steps felt good. Ate my first meal, everything was going perfectly. Mega, 8:30, let's get to the gym nice and early. Let's get legs out of the way. I've got legs today, let's hit it hard, get it done. Go home, check-ins, 5 p.m. onwards, enjoy the football. That was the plan. Leave my house, 8:30. There's roadworks on my usual route, so I couldn't go that way. I go the other way, straight past the main school, mate, at 8:30 when all parents dropping the kids off, just traffic. It took me half an hour to get to the gym. Bear in mind, I live honestly about 7 minutes away. It should have been really quick. But I know what you're thinking. Leave at 8:30, takes me half an hour, get here at 9. Why am I only just starting training at 9:30? Because I get here, start warming up, pre's nailed, I'm like, right, traffic was shit, whatever. Oh fuck, I forgot my logbook. Right, not the end of the world, I don't need it, I'll be fine. So I forgot my logbook as well. And I go to get my camera out, put my mic on. Oh fuck. I've also forgotten my audio cable, aux cable. So like the thing that connects the mic to the camera so you can hear me, I've forgotten that. So that's all going wrong. So then I wasn't going to drive back home because the roads are shocking, it would take me ages. So instead there's a Curry's like 2 minutes away. So I had to drive to Curry's to buy an audio cable to come back here. And that's why we're now starting an hour later than I wanted to. And that has been the start of my day. It's going to get better later, I reckon, if England fucking draw to Republic of Congo, and then it goes to like extra time penalties. If we batter them, great, my day's fixed. If it's remotely a close game, it's a cursed day. It's a really cursed day. So now I'm rushed, and now part of me just wants to fly through it. The issue with that is then I'll probably tear something, like I'll just tear a quad, and then my day's even worse. So we've hit reset, we've got here, I've done my warm up off camera. I'm a little bit more primed and ready to go. So yeah, it's been about start, but line in the sand. I've got my rant out of the way. I'm more positive now. Training's actually very enjoyable again. I'm really enjoying it. So no negativity here. Obviously with it being legs, I do have 4 leg days in my new split. Legs A, B, C and D. So it's a 2-week split, 2-week rotation. Today is legs B, okay? One of my favourites because I get to leg press with the torque wedge, which if you don't know what that is, I'll show you later. But we've got that. We do have split squats in there as well for glutes, which is horrible, but I need more glute, so needs must. So we're going to start, we've got 2 sets of adductor, 2 sets of leg extension, and then it's go time on the leg press. So I'm looking forward to that part. It's just been one of those mornings. Normally these mornings only happen in prep, where like traffic's bad, you forget shit, and then like your whole day's ruined, and it's just worse because you're hungry. At least at this point I'm not in prep, so I can see the comedic side of it. And realistically, it's all my fault. I went the way past the school, I forgot my logbook and I forgot my audio cable. But if we look at this from a really cliche perspective, I'm very grateful that my biggest problems today are those issues. It could be worse. That will be my set on adductor today for the working set. I have been going a little bit heavier. I've never really started my sessions with adductor. This year I'm just following what Carl plans. And yeah, the first couple of times I've done it, I've slightly tweaked, I think, my adductor maximus, or whatever it's called, by just straining it slightly at the start of the session. So the plan is to avoid that today, which means being a little bit more sensible with the load and really controlling it. So yeah, we'll get the first set underway in a minute. leg extension. We have the NewTek leg extension here, Ultraflex now. Pretty new. It's very adjustable. Coolest thing is you can adjust the full angle of like the whole machine. Oh, and get it stuck. I like it a little bit more lean back. We're going to try it there. I'm still playing around with it. I've not really got it nailed yet. Obviously, the leg extension, I like to lean it as far back as possible. It allows basically more stretch on your quad. More stretch, more stimulus, more growth. Is basically the theory. It's just getting in and out of this is a bit of a pain. Because Kyle hates me, he's also programmed the leg extension on this day as paused in the lengthened and the short, which is not very fun. Lovely. It's also got a built-in seat belt there, which is also convenient. It's a very well-engineered machine, apart from when you get stuck in it. Ow, my foot. Yeah, that's going to be fun to get in and out of. Might make it one less vertical, because that's going to be a nightmare. I don't know if that's changed anything at all, but we'll run it like that. I did just check the last clip I filmed, and it's incredibly overexposed. Am I going to refilm it? Definitely not. So I fixed it hopefully for this shot now. This will be working set. 102 kilos. Paused and hopefully 8 reps maybe? I don't know because I've got my logbook, so this is a total guess. Very hard to count how many reps you do, whilst also counting the pause and also being in a lot of pain, so I need to watch that back. I feel like it better have been 7 or 8. It felt like 30 for how long it went, but it was probably like 7. Good news, it was 10 reps, which is nice. Bad news, it was still overexposed as fuck, which you already knew because you had to watch it. I'm going to do that again, 102, for another pause set. Hopefully get as close to 10 as I can again, and then we will get into the big old leg press. It is a relatively short session, this one, to be fair. Most of the volume across the board is actually lower volume than I'd realised. Now that I've run the split, and I don't have to spend as long reading all the exercise notes and stuff, like I can flow through the session a lot better. I'm more used to it. They are going a lot quicker. And the volume's obviously baseline. We've just started the off season. Things are going very, very well. I'm feeling pretty good. There were a few ropey weeks, I think. We'll be vulnerable for a second here. Really get into the emotion and the pain ahead of leg press so I can really channel it. No. I think obviously immediately post show, it was a tough season, right? The results weren't what I wanted. I wasn't displeased with the look, but the results on stage I was displeased with. And at the end of the day, that's why I compete, is for results. So to not get them was hard. But the nice thing is I had so much travel kind of immediately post-show that I think I was pretty distracted, which is good and bad. You know, at some point you have to deal with things, I guess. You can't just suppress it and run away from it for a while. So I got back home, got on routine for a little bit. Obviously after all the travel, after such a long health phase, the physique was worse than it was in prep, of course it's going to be. But just your mind as well, lower hormones, everything like that. You have a lot more self-criticism, self-doubt, and then you're looking back at where you were in prep, you're also looking at how you placed, and you think you're going backwards, and you get very in your head. You know, that's certainly all the emotions I was going through when I got back. Getting back in routine was easy. Like, I never really left routine, so I was doing what I needed to do. I was just kind of, I don't want to say resenting it, but I wasn't enjoying it as much because I didn't feel like I was getting the same results from the work I was putting in, which is silly because I made a lot of progress still from last year to this year. Sure, the results weren't what I wanted, but they were much more competitive shows. And so, you know, you got to give credit to the other people. It's not just about me not looking as good as I could have. They were also just phenomenal athletes I was against, okay? So it's all those sorts of things that, without trying to ramble on here, there were a few weeks where I was back home, back in routine. Was still getting used to the splits, so wasn't really in the groove of that. Training wasn't feeling unreal still, sleep was there, and the physique was just like a melted candle, is probably the best way to put it. Not that the physique's changing much now, but hormonally, you know, mentally I'm sort of back in a good spot where I'm feeling a little bit better. So yeah, it's good. You know, you got to go through those ups and downs. Everybody does. I'm sure those at the very top do, and I think it gets heightened as well. You know, it's very easy for, like when I was 16, 17, bodybuilding was a hobby. I probably looked at pros in my position and thought, what a life, what a luxury, right? And don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly privileged position to be in, to call this kind of my job to an extent. Like, that's everything I ever dreamed of, and I wouldn't change it for anything. But with all the great attributes, there is also negatives that come along with that, in the sense of this is no longer my hobby in a way, right? It has become a job, which means before, when life's stressing you out or you've had a bad day or whatever, this is the place you come and you kind of switch off, and you have that, like a form of meditation almost, where you just have that time to yourself. Nowadays, it's like I come in here, and if I am stressed about being a shit bodybuilder or not making enough progress, that kind of just gets amplified in here, because it's like, this is where I need to perform. And if you're having a bad session, you forget your logbook, you start to get in your head thinking, oh, I've wasted a session, you get frustrated. And it can take the fun out of it if you let it. Because you do have sponsor pressures and just pressure in general to compete against the guys you want to compete at and be as good as you can be. There's an element that can get drawn out if you focus too much on it. And I think that's something a lot of pros have gone through, why some pros stop or get in the head, never reach their full potential or whatever it is. But then you see the guys at the very top, the guys, you know, Phil Heath, fucking even Chris. Like, Chris was very in touch and very honest with what he felt, but he still had a pretty brutal, harsh mindset in terms of just operating regardless. And I think that's the common theme with those very top, like Nick Walker, fucking bulletproof mind. I'm sure he has moments of doubt and stuff like that, but it doesn't change the way he performs. Whereas you get those people that never quite make it, it's like they had all the genetics and everything like that, they just didn't quite have the mindset. So it's just about working on that. And I think that's something I've struggled with a fair bit in the past as well, in preps and letting pressure get to me when I shouldn't be. But anyway, so yeah, it's been a up and down few weeks. There's been some days where I'm great and I'm loving it. There's been other days where I've not enjoyed it as much. There's been a lot more self-doubt than I've probably ever had before, which again, I think that's probably quite a privileged thing to be able to say, is that I've never suffered massively from crippling self-doubt. Not in an egotistical way of me thinking I'm better than everybody else. It was more so just confident in my ability. But yeah, it's genetics and bodybuilding. Like, I had good genetics on an amateur level. That's such a unfair advantage that you kind of have to back yourself. On the pro level, everybody's got genetics, everybody works as hard as you, and you need to put the time in, basically. So that's where we're up to anyway. I'd say without rambling, I've just rambled for probably 5 minutes. In short, some days shit, much more frequent days now good, to speak like a caveman. But now I've delayed my next set long enough that I will actually do my next set now. I was procrastinating because this shit fucking hurts. But I can let that crippling self-doubt fuel me. torque wedge time. Basically just a wedge for your heels so you can get more depth. Built-in hooks, built-in magnets that don't work on this platform, just the angle it is, but it's beautiful, feels really good. Right, when it comes to your leg press, if your back pad's adjustable, lean it all the way back, okay? That will just allow you to get as much depth as possible. And as I said earlier, more depth, more quad. But yeah, to finalise the point of me crying about not being good enough, it's a pretty normal feeling that everybody goes through. So if you are feeling like you're behind, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you're not where you're supposed to be, it's probably a good thing, because if you did think you were where you needed to be, you probably wouldn't try as hard. You'd probably get complacent, and you'd probably stop making progress. So if you feel like shit, you must be doing something right, is basically the point. Because nobody that's ever been successful at anything has felt comfortable doing it. It's always required them to be, it's always required them to have crippling self-doubt and not be able to sleep at night because they're not where they want to be, and that's what fuels them. So if you take one thing from this video, it's have more self-doubt, hate yourself more, and then you'll work harder and you might be more successful. You might not, you might just hate your life, but hopefully you become more successful from it. But no, jokes aside, it's a pretty normal feeling. I think everybody goes through. The most important thing is when you do feel like shit, is you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep working. Other exciting updates for this leg day is you may notice these fruity looking socks, okay? They are actually like some grip socks to go on the grip tape on my foot wedge for double grip. Meaning I can basically walk upside down because I'm pretty much Spider-Man in this outfit. But no, it just stops your feet slipping. It feels quite nice because I like training in socks, you see. I'll use squat shoes on certain movement patterns, but on this leg day in particular, I don't wear squat shoes for anything. And yeah, I don't like my feet sliding, so I use these grip socks. And if that initial warm-up was anything to go by, then this is going to feel quite nice. And I'm going to ego lift quite a lot of weight here. Solid. Right, there we go. That is what I normally do, and it feels good. In terms of strength at the minute, it is increasing at quite the rate. I think last rotation yesterday, I trained push. Last rotation I did 3 plates on the Smith machine for 8, which was actually in the last YouTube video of my training that you saw. And I was pretty content with that. It was a safe set. Yesterday I did 3.5 plates for 10. So I put on a half plate aside and got an extra 2 reps, which is getting close to my lifetime best pressing already. And we're in like week 2 of the off season, so that's pretty good. So I'm hoping to do something similar with my leg press here, but I'm not doing risky reps or anything actually stupid. Right, I'd love to know what I did last week. I think I did 6 or 6.5 plates last week. I put 7 on there here. It might be a set, it might not be. I'm gonna go into it thinking it's gonna be a set. I think lifetime best on this leg press, without the torque wedge, which does make it significantly harder, was probably 9.5 plates. So the goal this off season is 10 plates with the torque wedge. That's what I want here. So we'll touch 7 today, and I'd expect to be at 8 within 1 or 2 rotations, and then we'll just work it up from there. Fuck it, I might do this for a rep and see. Now fuck it. We're doing 8 today. Right, 8 big wheels. We've got the smelling salts from Hardbody. Knee sleeves are Hardbody, Code Eagles if you need any gear. They're fantastic. Code Eagles on the torque wedge as well if you want one of them for massive quads. Oh, come! Whoa! That felt good. It's a little bit hard to hold on. I need a thinner pad under my arse because that was just hurting my hands more than anything. But 8 reps, and I think a plate and a half up, so lovely. And there's still more there for the taking. That's slightly conservative. As I recover between sets, got a question for you lot in terms of what you want to see moving forwards. I want to do some different type of content in the sense of, don't worry, everything's going to stay the same here. I'll still be doing 1 to 2 YouTube videos a week, documenting the process. That will never change. But I think I'm going to start a podcast because everybody else does one, so I might as well. Because I had a comment that really upset me. Sitting on this and trying to talk to the camera is really awkward. Obviously, I've done quite a lot of podcasts with mates and other podcasts that have kindly had me on, and I listen to podcasts like most of the day, every day. But someone commented on one of the podcasts, which is quite funny. He's like, being just basically saying that, like, on my own YouTube, I have some form of sense of humour, and I can be quite funny, but I just lose all sense of personality on podcasts, which I can respect. So now I want to get good at podcasting. But I also think, obviously, because of who I'm friends with, connections I've got now with the place I'm in, I think I could have some quite cool conversations on a podcast. And I think it's long form content. It's time consuming to film, but the editing and the boring stuff that I don't enjoy is not so time consuming. So it's something I'm probably going to do. It might even be up the first episode by the time this goes live. But A, are you interested in a podcast? Quite frankly, I don't care what you say, because I'm probably going to do it anyway. Your choice if you listen or not. And then B, I'm debating the idea of live streaming workouts on like YouTube or Twitch or whatever people live stream on nowadays. I think live streaming is just so popular at the minute. The logistics behind that, I don't know. That's probably a headache. But I think it could be kind of cool. My main issue is I normally train at like 10 a.m. UK time. So I don't know what you lot do about 10 a.m. most days, let me know. But I think it might be quite pointless if I'm live streaming and everybody's at work. So, but some of you might work in a job where you can watch shit on the side, and then there's nothing more fun than just listening to me grunt as I train. So I don't know, I am weighing it up. Obviously if I could train in the evenings, that would be better for the live stream, but I don't fancy changing my whole schedule. The whole point is filming content that's slightly easier on me, so that I can put more content out without it requiring too much time. So yeah, those are the two ideas. I guess the answer is just try both and see what works. So if you are keen for live streams, let me know. And if you're keen for podcasts, great. Let me know who you want to see on the podcast. Ask any questions you want me to answer, and I will get that up and running very shortly. But first I need to go and do my second set of leg press. I've dropped it to 7 plates, so I did 8 plates top set. I'm going to do 7 plates for this back off, and we will see how we get. Hopefully just another solid 8 to 10 reps is the goal. Right, we've got a rear foot elevated split squat. basically just a glute by split squat, which is a little funky to set up. If you are curious, if you want massive glutes or big quads, right, the difference being, if you want quads doing a split squat, say you're working your right leg, the leg that's forward, you want this knee to travel as far over that toe as possible whilst keeping your heel on the floor. So usually, like the torque wedge I just used, you'd get a ramp or wedge, do that, and then you can drive your knee really far forward, massive stretch on the quad, and keep that weight through that front leg. When you do glutes, like I'm gonna do, we wanna keep that knee perpendicular to that ankle, and we wanna sit back and press through this right glute, okay? So that's the goal. I just need to get it set up right to basically allow me to do that. You'll notice I've set this up just next to like something to brace against, just for a little bit of stability. I will then have a dumbbell in this hand here, and as I'm down in this position, I'm just going to slightly lean forward and across, and that's just going to pull through this glute and get even more of a stretch on it, and then we'll press up. Yeah, sound, that'll feel disgustingly pleasant. The other key to getting massive glutes is lilac coloured lifting straps. One set per leg, and it's ham curls and a glute focused hyperextension that I can't film because the machine I'm using is not really set up yet. So there's just no angle to film from basically, so I'm not even going to attempt it, but it's effectively just a hyperextension that's targeted much more at glute. It's a GHD, effectively is what it is. So I've got 2 sets on that to finish. It is meant to be gluteator, which is like a 3D abductor, but that's, funnily enough, broken. As is this Smith machine, as is that Smith machine, as is the Prime Row, as is about half the equipment in here. Because A, some of the people that train here don't take care of the equipment, they slam it, they ego lift and it breaks. And 2, Ultraflex has the longest lead time of any gym I've ever known to get anything repaired. So it's a great combination. Something breaks and it's 6 months before it gets repaired, which is ridiculous. So there are times where I question just paying my own repair person to come to this gym and just repair it, just so I can start training on it again. It is not that difficult to get something repaired, and it baffles me it takes so long. So yeah, these Smith machines have 1 more week before I am just going to do that. Right, let's get some fucking wellness glutes. Fucking hell. That is the most humbling thing. When you actually keep it really strict and you feel it just purely through that glute, it feels really light for like 4 reps. And then my glutes are, I was going to say my glutes are quivering, but that sounds questionable. Ow. I'm going to have to watch that back. I have no idea how many reps that was. But yeah, it's very easy to just start lifting very heavy on this. And then my quads are significantly stronger. So then I end up just driving my knee forward a little bit too much, getting a little bit of leverage, and taking a lot of the load off my glute. So I have to keep it humble to actually keep the load and the stress going through the target muscle group. Right, 2 sets of line ham, using the Body Masters on this day because it's dual leg line ham. On one of my other leg days, or 2 of my other leg days, I have the Prime Line hamstring curl that I do single leg, as I was doing in prep, if any of you saw those videos. But at this point in the session, this dual leg feels pretty good. And then I go into obviously the hyperextension GHD variation, which obviously incorporates a bit of hamstring as well as glutes, as just kind of whole posterior chain really. Legs and, I was about to say legs and glutes. That's part of legs, isn't it? Leg day is done. We'll have a quick look at the very pumped wheels. Not awful, we're nearing 240, so nearly, what would that be, 30 pounds up from my lowest in prep, about 25, 23-ish pounds up from stage weight, so condition's still tidy. They're a lot more detailed normally, they're just full blown from the leg press as you can see, so I'm not too displeased. Still got crippling self-doubt, don't worry, but in a good groove again. And excited for them to grow and get them bigger. So 4 leg days per rotation should do that. Now, no idea how long this video is, probably not long enough, but it's gonna have to do. It's been one of them days I need to get on, so it's coming up to like nearly 12 PM now. Bear in mind I left the house at like 8:30, so was hoping to be home by about 10:30. That's not gone well, so need to go and eat, because I'm now very behind on food. And I'm still in the phase where that's actually a good problem to have, because it means I just get a load of food, which sounds quite nice. But yeah, that is that. Thanks for watching. Please do let me know about podcast and live streaming. I am intrigued to hear your thoughts, and then probably ignore them and do what I want to do anyway. But I'll at least ask you. You know, that's at least polite. It's the thought that counts. So yeah, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
I'm so beautiful.